Yeah, I think we need to create more critical thinking time so that muscle, we start building that muscle. We start, getting used to sitting quietly to ourselves and having our brain shift gears and move into the critical thinking gear of going deep and thinking bigger picture. I think that's a muscle that we need to build. Keith Cunningham, you've heard of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? Yeah. So Rich Dad is Keith Cunningham. He's actually a real guy. And he wrote a book where he talks about this called The Road Less Stupid. Kind of an answer to your question, right? Oh, if I take that road, is that the stupid one? Have I really thought it through, right? So he's talking about take the road less stupid, right? We all take some stupid roads sometimes, right? But the less stupid one. And his solution to that is pretty simple. Sit down with a blank piece of paper and a pen regularly by yourself. Just take some notes. Just do some scribbling, Don't sit there with an agenda. This is not a goal setting session. This is not a business planning session. This is not for you to sit down and write out your health goals and design up your training program. This is just an hour with a blank sheet of paper and we'll just let the thoughts go. Start writing whatever kind of comes to mind. This is again that silence, that quiet time to yourself. So I think it's something we need to do more regularly. And it can be little things like I'll often go to a cafe, leave it for work a bit earlier, drop into a cafe, sit with a coffee and my diary and a pen and just start making some notes, letting the stuff that's that's underneath the surface of all the little bits and pieces that need to be done for the day, that stuff that's way down deep, let some of that brew to the surface, bubble up, and just kind of make some notes on that. And that sometimes I'll do a daily practice of that for a week or two. It'll just be my regular thing to head off to the coffee shop first thing in the morning and sit there with a pen and just kind of let some of those thoughts come up. Actually, I do a blog every week called 3 Things Thursday, and in this week's 3 Things Thursday, I literally took a picture of that. So I went to the local cafe. I took a picture of just my laptop and, it was, hey, sometimes we need, as we talked about earlier, sometimes you need to change environment because the thinking that you've had up until now has produced the result that you've currently got. Where you are right now, living in the chair and the mic and all that sort of stuff, all that's there because of the thinking right up to this very minute. If you want to make a shift, you want to make a change, you're going to have to think differently. We know environment helps you think differently. So getting out of the normal routine, driving a different way to work, because we do a lot of thinking in the car, right? But we go the same path, so the same thoughts come up. Go a different way, go the longer way, go the shorter way, go by the beach. It'll bring up different thinking. Park in a different car park, go to a different place for lunch, take yourself out to a restaurant. One of my things every year is I find a really nice place to go and have lunch by myself. So I do my planning for the future year, kind of some big thinking about where I want the year to go. And I'll do that sometime in December because I know that once, Christmas hits and New Year's, there's, it just gets busy in my world, kids and family and summer. And so in December, I take myself off for a day, sit in a beautiful cafe, have an amazing waiter look after me and just white tablecloths and a nice glass of wine. And I'll sit there and just let it all vomit out. Yeah. So it's just a muscle I think we need to build.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, how often are people sitting down with a piece of paper and thinking about where they want their life to go? I imagine some people have never done that. And maybe some people like myself, I thought I was doing it too much, doing it once every couple months. I thought, Alex, you just do this all the time. Maybe I should be doing it more. Maybe I should be doing it once a week and just seeing what comes out. And maybe every session doesn't need to be super grandiose or, maybe sometimes not much good comes out. But like you said, I think it's the muscle.